Welcome, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jackie Ives, your host for the Video Summit series, Make Him Fall Madly in Love. 21 experts are sharing keys and tools to help you discover how to attract love, keep it real, and make it last forever. And today we have an incredible speaker. DaKara Kies is here with us. DaKara, welcome.
Thank you, Jackie. I'm so excited to be here and share some information and a little healing with your listeners or viewers. And I'm grateful for the invitation to be present with you all today.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to an experience you're going to create for us. But before we get into that, I'd like to tell the audience just a little bit more about you. And so DaKara is a gifted intuitive master healer. She specializes in clearing core issues and blocks that hold you back from stepping into your true power, passion, and purpose. She works with deep aspects of self to bless and transform you into the being that you were meant to be. Oh, that's so beautiful. And so thank you again for being here. And you're going to teach us how to relinquish the energy of limitation, and that will allow our heart to shine. I love that. And
yes.
Just get in there and tell us how you're going to do it. I know that you have this HPT technique. Can you tell us what is the HPT technique, heart point technique, and how you came to be facilitating this beautiful technique?
Oh, thank you. So I have been doing energy healing work for over 20 years, and I've studied in many different modalities. I have a lot of different certifications, but about 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, I went to South Texas. I've studied off and on for close to 10 years now with Rebecca Marina, who brought this healing modality onto the planet through her channeling with Divine Mother. So heart point technique is a way of working with the light to move it through your body, identify where there's blocks. There's a lot of different processes within the process or within working with it, and more are being discovered and uncovered through my work with my guides, and Rebecca's recently started being given some new information as well. So the beauty of this is we're all divine beings of the universe, and we forget that when we come into human form. So when we start tapping back into source and into that light and into that essence of who we truly are, we can start making profound shifts in our life within our being. So my belief is we've had multiple lifetimes, that God, the universe, is an equal opportunity employer and allows us to have multiple lifetimes to have experiences on a soul level. Well, in each of those lifetimes, we accumulate things, traumas, and things that happen, which go into our soul records and can affect us in our present moment. So when we start identifying where some of those energies are and blessing them, giving them what they need for healing, we can move that energy on, which opens our space, our field, to be more receptive and have room for something new and magical to come forward.
That sounds absolutely awesome. And so I hope that we have time. Can you facilitate this technique for our audience so they can have a little experience of what it's like to release the energy of limitation?
Yes. Yay!
I'm excited.
Good. So do you want me to explain a little bit more, or do you have another question for me at this point? Or
I would just love to... the experience to me is going to be the most valuable, because until someone experiences something, it's just us talking. So
right.
If you want to just kind of lay out the groundwork for whatever it is that you're going to be doing, and then I'll just follow along and have that experience myself.
Yay! You get to play.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Yay! Okay, so heart point technique, as I mentioned, is on the planet. The first certification training was taught in August of 2010. And I do have my master's in this healing modality. There's only 8 or 9 of us on the planet that have our masters, because it is a newer healing modality. So essentially, I'll explain the points, and then we'll do a simple little quick process that you can use every single day to help you come into balance, especially with the way the energy has been coming on and the shifts and the things happening on the planet. I think it's very easy for us to feel out of balance or a little wonky. So the points that we work with heart point technique technique is the high self point, which is 18 to 24 inches above our head. So if you were to reach your arm up, about where your fingertips touch is where your high self point is. And this is the point that we can call forth all of the light, the color, the sound, the objects, the whatever we need for healing can be created at that point or brought into that. And even when we don't know exactly what we need, our non-physical guides, angels team essentially does know what we need. And in the asking, they will bring it forth for us, which is another reason I love this modality, because I'm a big keep it simple, sweetie kind of person, that KISS theory. And I think when we overcomplicate things, or our human mind wants to overcomplicate things, that's where we get stuck in this quagmire of stuff that isn't really matching up and making sense. Or we get so stuck in that energy that we kind of lose sight of the simplicity of things in life. So then we move the light down into the crown chakra, so the whole crown. And then the eye points are the third eye, beginning of the eye, side of the eye, under the eye, and then the tear duct points. So right above the tear duct points, then our heart center, our physical heart, and the consolidation point. So if you put your 4 fingers together on either hand and you reach back where the spine and the head connect, that's the consolidation point, or the alta major. So that is one of the places on our body where all of the meridians connect back into the brain. So we'll use that. So for this balance exercise, we're going to tap on our thymus, so middle of our chest, or our high heart. So you can just put your fist together and just lightly tap and say balance, balance.
Balance.
Tap on the top of your head, balance, balance.
Balance.
Middle of the forehead, balance, balance.
Balance. Balance.
Beginning of the eye, balance, balance. Side of the eyebrow, or side of the eye, excuse me, balance, balance. Under the eye, balance, balance. And then for the tear duct, you can use either side or both, lightly tapping right above the tear duct points. This is also a place where all of the meridians connect back into the brain. Balance, balance. And oh, and I just felt that shift for me. And then tapping on your physical heart, balance, balance. And then the consolidation point at the back of the head, balance, balance. And take a deep breath in and out. This is something you can use every day if you're feeling stressed at work or having a moment. You know, if you're in a meeting and you can't sit and tap and say balance, you can imagine it in your head, and it will help bring your body and your being back into balance. So that's just a quick way, nice way to start. So now I'm going to invite everybody, before I go into more detail, I want to invite everybody to imagine, to close your eyes for a moment, and imagine that you're walking into a beautiful meadow, any season of the year that calls to your heart. And just look at the outer edge of the meadow. There's a beautiful wall of sacred healing light, creating that safe and sacred space. And find your way to the center of the meadow. And we're just going to invite the guides to quickly ground you into Mother Earth, bring some of that light and healing up through the base of your spine into your heart, commingling with your heart, and then we're going to send that energy up, out your crown, all the way out to Source. Looping through Source, bringing Source back down into the crown, down into your heart, allowing it to create a figure 8 from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. And at that apex point at the center of your heart, we're going to loop up and create an infinity symbol, connecting you into the essence of pure love. Okay, so now we're in our sacred space, we're grounded, we brought ourselves into balance. So now we're going to bring forth some light to identify where this limitation, so if we think about attracting that ideal man or woman or partner into our lives, and what if we're just not in a vibrational frequency to match up? Maybe we've met this person, maybe we've seen them on the street and didn't recognize, or the vibrations weren't in alignment yet. So if we're limiting ourselves in some way, which could be connected to a fear, a trauma, all kinds of energies, we want to clean that up a little bit, because once we're in vibrational alignment, we can attract and manifest whatever we want in our lives. So if it's that soulmate, then we want to bring what is needed to attract you vibrationally from the inside out. So imagine, well, let's see, the hand points. One hand point is holding your hands over your eyes, over those eye points. You can do that one or not, but definitely place your hand over your heart. And I want you to focus on that high self point as we call forth the light of illumination, that light of divine revelation. So just imagine a beautiful, clear pitcher is filling with that luminous, yummy light, calling forth the wisdom, the clarity, the truth, and the understanding of where this limitation is living within your being. And now we're going to imagine that that light is just pouring right down into your crown. And I'm going to chant, and I'll explain this in a moment, but we'll just experience it first. Anur, Anur, Anur. And Anur simply means the light, incorruptible healing light. Anur. So we're pouring that light into the crown, and we're going to invite it to move through the corpus callosum, which is the bundle of nerves that connects both hemispheres of the brain. Generally light and our spiritual essence comes in through the right, and we want to move it into the left. So we're going to move that light counterclockwise. Anur. Expand it out through the entire crown chakra. Anur. Through all those eye points. We're going to bring it down through the pineal, the hypothalamus, the pituitary glands, allowing that light to gently bless those glands in the midbrain area. Anur. And then we're going to spiral that light down through the throat and into the heart. Anur, Anur. Allowing that light to expand in your heart into the deepest wisdom wells of your heart. Anur. And now focusing on your heart, we're going to spotlight out this light where you're holding some type of block or limitation energy around attracting your ideal partner or mate, or even improving the relationship you're already in. What is limiting that from blossoming and growing and being more deep and loving than you could have ever imagined? So as if there was a little flashlight in your heart, we're just going to spotlight that light out. Anur, Anur. And just pay attention to where that light is being directed and jot that down. So collectively, I'm feeling the front of between the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. So the lower abdomen, mid to lower abdomen area as a general area for those that will be listening to this. Now, it could be anywhere else in your body. It could be your big toe, your knee, your mind, your head, your finger, wherever it is, it's right and perfect. Just trust in that. So let me, before we do a little bit more, let me explain the chanting. Anur means the light, incorruptible healing light. It's from the Arabic language, and the reason I use, or this has been taught with the Arabic language and other ancient languages, sometimes they use some Hebrew, sometimes some Sanskrit, is because there is a sound signature on the planet with these ancient languages. Many of these words are chanted or used in prayer even today. So we're tapping into that collective sound signature. If you think about Anur is one of the 99 names of God in the Arabic language. So you think about those that in different religions or traditions, the Sufi tradition uses that a lot in their singing. So if you think about that's being chanted even now every day, there's just this beautiful sound signature that gets to help amplify moving this light and using the light to move energy out of your being and into alignment with where you want to be. So I'm going to stop before we do more of a process and excuse me, see if you have any questions, Jackie.
Well, that was absolutely beautiful. I just felt a lot of light, serenity, a lot of peace, really deep within me, and in my heart area became really warm. And I just love that you've walked our audience through this process, because I can feel just my whole being is just feels lighter and brighter. So thank you for doing that, and for explaining the chanting. You have a beautiful voice, and it just kind of resonated within me when you were chanting. And
Well, we're not done with the process yet. So, but yeah, that's perfect. Thank you for sharing because that's what a lot of people will feel. They'll feel that warmth. They'll also just bringing the light into the body. The light or the body's like, ooh, this is yummy. I like this feeling. And you can do this yourself. You don't have to, it isn't about always going to someone else. Obviously, we all need help with our stuff. But you can just, in meditation, just imagine that light, a stream of light coming down into your being, and just allow yourself to connect. And that's the beauty of, I feel, where the energy is on the planet now. Okay, so we spotlighted it out, and I want you to now rate it on an intensity, this energy of limitation or this block, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, I don't really feel anything there, and 10, oh my goodness, 10 plus, it's 1,000, so just write down 10 plus. Of how intense this block or this feeling is. And if you're not sure where to focus on your tummy, on your stomach, because that was the collective energy I was feeling. And so we're going to do a little process on gatekeepers. And let me explain that, because this can be one of the most powerful things that can shift somebody's life very quickly. So gatekeepers can be all kinds of energies. They can be from childhood traumas, any trauma in your adult life. Any kind of trauma in this lifetime. It can be connected to an ancestor, to a previous lifetime. It can be connected to discarnates, entities, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on and on and on. And all it really is an energy that's interfering or blocking us. So for an example, and we're going to ask some questions of the gatekeeper, but if you've been a healer in a past life many times, and you've been, burnt at the stake or stoned to death, this gatekeeper, most gatekeepers are there thinking they're protecting us because they don't want the same thing to happen to us again. So they usually have good intent, 95% of the time. There are what I call little hidey-hoos and little malicious ones as well. But if they're blocking the limitation, let's say, for instance, earlier in this lifetime or another experience, you have had your heart broken repeatedly. So perhaps this gatekeeper is like, wait, you fell in love and you got your heart broken, and it was so sad to observe that. And wait, you fell in love and you got your heart broken. So that could be where this energy of limitation is coming from. So let's clear that up, because there's nothing like being in love and having that someone special in your life. And if this gatekeeper energy is limiting you from experiencing that again, because it doesn't mean it's going to have the same outcome, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So let's close our eyes and just focus on this area wherever you were feeling it. Have your number written down. And then I'm going to ask a question that has a yes or a no response. And for some, it may be I don't know, and usually an I don't know is a yes. So if you don't get a yes, if you don't get a no, it's a yes. I had that backwards there for a second. So just focus on where you're feeling this, and we're just going to ask, is there a gatekeeper there, yes or no? And just jot that down. And for those that got a yes, I want you to ask this question: what is your purpose? Why are you there? And for those that got a no, we're just going to invite the energy in the next steps to come into this area in your being for you. So as I mentioned, most gatekeepers are there for protection. Sometimes there can be other reasons, but 95% of the time it's about protection. So we're going to plant, I'm asking the guides to bring seeds of light in and plant seeds of light. It's just like, oh, thank you, gatekeepers. And for any hidey-hoos, it's like, oh, we see you. We're going to plant a seed of love in your heart as well. And then we want to just ask this gatekeeper, what does it need for healing? What can we bring it forth energetically to balance, heal, and know that it can relinquish this post? It doesn't need to be there to protect you anymore. We want to bring the awareness that it's actually limiting you from moving forward. So just jot down, and I'll call forth a collective. I'll call forth what I call the standards, and then I'll call forth whatever else the guides are saying will benefit the majority, and you add in whatever is right and perfect for you, and know that if you're not sure and if none of this makes sense, just stay with the process the best that you can, and your guides will help you direct the energy and remove this block of limitation for you. So close your eyes again, and I have closed my eyes a lot in this work because I'm looking at what I'm seeing inside. So close your eyes and focus your attention back on your high self point, 18 to 24 inches above your head, as we call forth the energies of unconditional love, divine forgiveness, divine providence, peace, truth, balance, wisdom, understanding, calling forth a rainbow color of light seen and unseen by the human eye, all of the colors that are right and perfect for bringing this to a place of peace and balance. Calling forth all of the sound frequencies that are right and perfect. Calling forth any sacred geometry, sacred symbols or objects. So now we're going to allow this energy package, so hand over your heart again. We're going to allow this energy package to float down into your crown chakra. Anur, anur, anur. Moving it through the corpus callosum. And I'm seeing some old neural pathways for some, so I'm going to invite what I call the scrubber angels to come in. They're like little teeny tiny fairy angels. They work in little rings and groups, and they go in and kind of scrub everything clean. So we're going to ask them to come in and clean out that old neural pathway. And for some, I'm seeing them actually close the neural pathway so that a new one can be created. So some can be reused, and some are going to receive new neural pathways. So we're just going to allow this energy to continue to move through the corpus callosum. Anur. Bring it down into the midbrain. Anur, anur. And I'm going to chant into the midbrain just to kind of cleanse and bring that energy of love. Kleem, kleem, kleem. And then we're going to spiral that energy package and light down through the throat. Anur, anur. And down into your heart center. Anur. And then on that same little spotlight of light, we're going to send that energy package right out to where that gatekeeper energy of limitation has been living. Anur, anur. And I'm going to anchor it with the energy of the truth. Al-Haq! And take a deep breath in and out. And tune back in to where you were feeling the gatekeeper of that energy of limitation and re-rate it. So if it was at a 7, 8, 9, 10, where is it now? Did it drop? Many times, one round is enough to bring this down to a 1 or a 0. And for others, there's going to be stages, but the beautiful thing is you'll be able to come back and listen to this or watch this video again and go through the process again. So,
that was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. I did feel a release and a healing, and I feel really blessed right now because when you were asking me to rate it, right away it came to my awareness, and maybe from my subconscious mind of what there was a block, and I knew right away what it was, and so I had more healing in that area, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you.
Yay! So what were your numbers, Jackie, just to give the viewers an idea?
I got a 5. I feel like I had a 5 because I was aware of it, so it wasn't completely unconscious and something I'm aware of. But
Right.
I've been working on it, but now it's time for me to completely release it because it is causing it'll continue to cause problems in my life if I don't take the step to make that release.
So let's do one more little step because I'm seeing Archangel Michael come into the meadow as well as Durga Mata and Sekhmet, who are all, well, Sekhmet and Durga are both warrior goddesses. They they wield weapons. Durga Mata has 8 arms, so some of them she holds sacred objects, and some is like the trident and the sword. But I'm feeling like there's some cords to be cut for the listeners or the viewers, and so I'm just going to chant and just allow these 3 powerhouses to come in, and with the intention that we're releasing any cords to limitation or to the old, because when we have these things attached or connected, it's hard for us to move into a place of clarity and understanding of where we truly want to go, and how do we actually allow our light to shine when we have like these veils or filters over the energy. So go ahead and close your eyes, and I'm just going to chant Al Mukmen, which is about the affirmer or the inspirer energy, to just affirm that we're cutting these cords and releasing them into that violet blue flame. And we'll send them we'll place a ball of light upon each cord that's cut, returning it to sender with consciousness so that they can receive a healing or information about what's transpired that will serve its highest and best, whatever that is. We don't have to figure that out. Yay! All right, so hand over the heart again, and we're just going to imagine these beautiful beings, Archangel Michael with his sword, Durga Mata and Sekhmet, standing triad around you in observation and ready and prepared to release those cords that are holding you back. Al Mukmen, 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 Al Mukmen. Anchoring that with the truth. Al-Haq! And then we're going to bring in a little bit of healing energy to all of these places where the cords were connected. So we'll create beautiful golden healing balm, and I'll chant that in with Al-Shifa. Al-Shifa, Al-Shifa, Al-Shifa. Al-Shifa, Al-Shifa, Al-Shifa. And take a deep breath in and out.
That was tremendous. That was really incredible. I feel like I've been transformed on a deep level. There's been a lot of release, and I feel incredible. I feel so much freer from having the process. Yes, thank you so much. That was incredible.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
And so you were talking about clarity, and I think that's just something that we all need more of. And you have a free gift that you're going to share with the audience besides this beautiful experience we just have, which is a gift, and I thank you for that. Tell us a little bit about the gift around, you call it Clearing for Clarity, that the audience can find in that body of the email that you send out so they can be a part of this great experience in this interview.
Yes. So it will be similar but different to what I've presented today, because we're going to go in and identify where there's energies or blocks to your clarity. What's holding you back, or what's distracting you is a better probably way of saying that. What's distracting you and keeping you off center and unfocused, which it's so easy. It's kind of like squirrel, you know. It's like something is drawing you away from your place of being clear. So when we can actually clear these, whether it's a gatekeeper, I'm pretty sure on that recording, it's been a while since I recorded that one, but gatekeepers clearing them, I mean, really, we can have hundreds, if not thousands, of gatekeepers from different things. We've had multiple lifetimes. They're not necessarily bad, but they're an opportunity for us to bring it to our awareness, bless that energy, and move it on. So when we're focusing on different areas or aspects of our life, this is one of the tools that we can use, is seeing if there's a gatekeeper. There's it's come into the gatekeeper was part of the Heart Point Technique training, and then my guys have brought forth portal keepers and record keepers and belief keepers. There's so many different kinds of keepers that keep us stuck because they're holding energy within our field. If we bring it down to everything is energy, they're holding energy that's blocking us within our field. So Clearing for Clarity is a recording that's going to walk you through some different processes and steps of clearing the blocks that are keeping you unfocused and distracted.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. That's incredible. I'm going to definitely grab that free gift. You're so generous in offering that. It's so important that we even recognize that some people they're not even aware what it is that's going on that's keeping them distracted. And so I just think that's so valuable. What a great tool. Thank you so much, DaKara, for putting that together.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for sharing your heart point technique with the audience and with me. I feel like I just grew a lot from this experience, and I know that you've added something really valuable to our summit. So thank you so much for being a guest speaker, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Yay! Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, viewers.
And have a wonderful night tonight. I know you're having a beautiful party, and you're such a beautiful presence, and everybody's very blessed to have you in their space, and we all are as well. So thank you again.
Thank you, Jackie. Very, very, very much.
Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.